Marquette priest is in trouble.
Marquette County hosts flu shot clinic. I'm Hannah Schutzkis.
And I'm Caitlin Connon. This is your Public Eye News. Oh, that is... A retired Marquette diocesan priest may be in some hot water. The Catholic Diocese of Marquette has deemed the recent allegations of sexual abuse against Father James Menapace to be credible. The supposed abuse took place in the 1990s against male minors. Father Menapace has been removed from any priestly duties and has been prohibited from presenting himself as a priest in public. The allegations have been reported to the authorities. Marquette runners are gearing up for the Lake Superior Shore Run this weekend. The event includes a half marathon, a 5K, and a youth 1K race. It's the biggest fundraiser of the year for Superior Land Ski Club's youth programs, and organizers expect at least 200 participants. But everything could go downhill if they don't get more volunteers. People are still needed to man first aid stations along the route. Registration for the run is still open. The fee for the half marathon is $55 and $35 for the 5K.
Marquette County Health Department hosted the first flu shot clinic of the season yesterday at the YMCA. The vaccine was offered in two methods, a shot or a nasal mist. Both offer protection against 4 different strains of the flu virus. Shots are now available every Wednesday from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Marquette County Health Department through the end of October. The event is open to the public, and the department charges $30 for the flu vaccine, and they ask you bring your insurance information. A driver has died after a crash that occurred early Tuesday morning near Traverse City. The SUV hit a home, sparking a fire and destroying the car, the home, and an antique store that was next door. A passenger was able to get out of the wreckage and make a phone call to 911. She was taken to the hospital with severe burn injuries, while the body of the driver was found inside the home. No one was in the home at the time, as it was only used seasonally.
A closed Girl Scout camp is headed for the auction block. The Fairwinds Girl Scout camp in Lapeer County closed in 2009, and now personal property, equipment, and building materials will be up for grab. The auction will be held on October 11th, and visitors will have a chance to bid on bunk beds and industrial kitchen equipment. A Girl Scout spokeswoman says the remaining structures are scheduled for demolition in November. News of this auction follows word that Camp Innisfree may also be sold by the Girl Scouts. The National Teachers Union has a new priority in Wisconsin. The head of the union says their main goal is to defeat Governor Scott Walker in the upcoming election. They're not the first union to say so. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees claims they too have a score to settle with Walker. Wisconsin's governor became a target after he passed Act 10, essentially ending collective bargaining for most public employees. The National Education Association has not yet said how much they would allocate to the governor's race. And after the break, we'll have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
These extraordinary Americans all share one thing in common, a past they never knew until now.
It's incredible.
In his new season on PBS, Henry Louis Gates Jr. helps them uncover the truth about where they come from.
I can't believe that these documents even exist.
Wow.
Get to know them as they discover who they really are.
That's pretty amazing.
Finding Your Roots with Henry Louis Gates Jr.
Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Welcome back. California police are looking for 2 suspects after a woman had called 911 to report that she was tied up in the back of a car trunk. The car, which was stopped along a California freeway, appeared empty to highway patrol officers until they opened the trunk and found the woman bound with duct tape. The suspects are 2 males with shaved heads and are wearing dark clothing. A convicted murderer was found installing gym equipment inside an Arkansas junior high last Monday. The school ordered new gym mats from Arkansas Correction Industries, which uses inmates who have earned trustee status to install the equipment. CBS's Dan Grossman reports.
To say that I was disappointed and frustrated and even angry, it would be an understatement.
For many, reality is still setting in.
With all the school shootings and everything going on, I'm just shocked.
After Cabot Junior High found the man installing their new gym equipment was 61-year-old convicted murderer Glenn Green.
I'm a parent. I have 2 children in this district, not only the superintendent, but a parent. And I understand how our parents feel, our patrons feel. And I was disappointed, and I apologize for the frustration that it's caused.
The Department of Corrections says Green has been a trustee since 1990, working to install equipment under the supervision of a corrections officer, but will now be reviewing its policies.
We are going carefully through those files and looking at areas that might be of concern, and we're going to be making the changes that we need to make.
And Cabot isn't the only school that is purchased from the ACI. Within just the last month, there have been 46 other schools here in Arkansas that have purchased from them as well, prompting changes within the schools and the corrections facility.
We have a very strict procedure for allowing parents and visitors into our schools, so we need to look at, again, how do we work with people that come into the district to do different jobs and work and contractors and things, and that's not an easy question to answer, but it's certainly a challenge that we're going to confront.
As of Monday afternoon, the corrections facility says they've amended their policies to restrict murderers from working in schools, and more safeguards could be on the way.
So everyone's taken full responsibility for this, including us. I hate that it's happened to Cabot, but I'm glad that changes are being made and it'll be a positive for everyone.
Dan Grossman, THV 11 News.
Authorities in Azerbaijan have arrested 26 citizens for supposedly joining militant groups in Syria, including the Islamic State. The National Security Ministry said the arrested have been accused of involvement in illegal armed groups, trafficking of weapons, and other charges that could lead to life imprisonment. The statement followed a wave of airstrikes launched yesterday by the U.S. and Arab allies against Islamic State targets. Azerbaijan has been a staunch U.S. ally, contributing troops to missions in Afghanistan and Iraq. President Obama talked this morning about the U.S. military action against ISIS rebels in Syria. 5 Arab nations participated with the U.S. to strike terrorist targets. CBS's Craig Boswell has the latest from the White House.
The U.S. carried out airstrikes overnight on ISIS targets in Syria.
We're going to do what's necessary to take the fight to this terrorist group for the security of the country and the region and for the entire world.
The U.S. and 5 Arab nations took aim at the Islamic group's headquarters in eastern Syria. U.S. aircraft took part in the raids, and nearby U.S. Navy ships also fired missiles. They targeted the militant storage facilities, military vehicles, and a training compound.
Our initial indication is that these strikes were very successful.
The president also authorized strikes on the Khorasan group. That's another terror organization made up of al-Qaeda veterans. Officials say the group was planning an imminent attack on the U.S. The president praised Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Jordan, and the United Arab Emirates for their participation to fight ISIS, and says 40 other nations are also offering to help.
America's proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with these nations on behalf of our common security. The strength of this coalition makes it clear to the world that this is not America's fight alone.
While the U.S. government warned Syria the attacks were coming, it did not give specific information on when or where they would strike. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
It's been 1 week since New Yorker Kira Kazantsev was crowned Miss America 2014, and the 23-year-old is already receiving criticisms. A report surfaced yesterday claiming that the law student was kicked out of a sorority at Hofstra University for hazing pledges. The Miss America organization released a statement in Kazantsev's defense, stating, quote, "Kira has been very open about her termination from the sorority and is an exceptional ambassador for the Miss America organization," end quote. Kazantsev has yet to personally comment on the allegations. And we'll be back with your sports and weather after the break.
American Masters presents The Boomers.
People of my generation were in a hurry to be the first of everything.
The new theory of consciousness.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I never set out to shock anybody.
Women's liberation.
The personal computer.
To participate in spaceflight.
We thought we could rule the world.
I come out swinging.
Anything was possible.
Meet the boomers who made the list. The Boomer List.
All right, okay.
On American Masters.
Join us Tuesday evening at 9.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. My name's Dane Wormlinger with your local weather. Today is looking great. Happy first day of fall, everybody. The Academic Mall behind me is looking great. Marquette's looking great. And the UP looking just phenomenal. Right now, it's sunny in Marquette with a temperature of 73 degrees and winds north-northeast at 5 miles per hour. And the barometric pressure is holding at 30.24 inches. Tonight, you can expect clear skies with a low of 49 degrees and winds south-southwest at 7 miles per hour. Looking into tomorrow, we can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 68 degrees and winds south at 13 miles per hour. Let's take a look around the UP. Right now in Sault Ste. Marie, 66 degrees. In Manistee, 65 degrees. In Escanaba, 66 degrees. And in Menominee, 72 degrees. In Iron Mountain, we have a high of 75. In Ironwood, 72 degrees. And in Houghton, 71. And back here in Marquette, we have 73 degrees as our high, and it's looking great. Looking ahead into the week, on Thursday, we have a high of 68 degrees and a low of 52. On Friday, we have a high of 71 and a low of 54. And Saturday, we have a high of 76 and a low of 55. And it seems every day this week is just going to be sunny. How's sports doing?
Well, almost as good as the weather. The Lady Wildcat volleyball team will be bringing it to the Berry tonight as they face off against the Michigan Tech Huskies. The Wildcats are looking for their first home win of the season, led by junior Lisa Stadenica. The Cats are looking to extend their win streak to 3. The AL Central race stays heated after a weekend of action between the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. The Tigers took 2 of the games, and the Royals just 1. The pitching staff of Detroit, who made this weekend's games successful, are primed for the final stretch of the season. The Detroit Tigers are looking for their 4th division title in a row. The teams are separated by just a single game. The Ryder Cup starts this Thursday at the Sanitary Course in Glengales in Perthshire, Scotland. The European team is looking for their 3rd victory in a row at the biennial contest. Captain Tom Watson of the American team said in a press conference earlier today, quote, "We are ready to bring the cup back to America. I have faith in both the young and old of our team," end quote. The team's youngest member, Ricky Fowler, shaved USA into the side of his head and even inspired PGA President Tom Bishop to do the same. Now, Hannah, I hear that some local Colorado residents got a little bit more than just a taco.
Yeah, interestingly enough, authorities in Colorado are looking for 2 suspects who are part of a larger group attempting to sell meth out of a taco truck. 15 people were arrested yesterday after authorities found a drug ring was selling the drugs out of a simple taco truck. 55 pounds of meth were also seized in the investigation. The Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control says Virginians have set a new record. This is the 16th year in a row that Virginians have bought booze at record levels. The record is set at 52 million bottles of wine, spirits, and mixers sold in state liquor stores during the last fiscal year. The top-selling brands are Jack Daniel's, Jim Beam, and Grey Goose. All right, so what have you thought about this weather this week?
Well, I mean, so far, I'm digging it. I am loving all this weather that we're having.
It's nice because it was so cold over the weekend, and now it's nice and warm, and it makes it so much easier to walk to class.
Oh yeah, we got the sun, we got the warmth. I might even have to go start working out outside.
I know, I'm doing all my homework outside now. It's so nice.
I mean, who can't plan a hammocking trip for the weekend, maybe?
Right, go up to Pictured Rocks, make a nice trip out of that. It's so nice finally having some good weather here in Marquette.
So wonderful.
All right, and this has been your Public Eye News. Tune in tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a nice night.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.